Good Saturday afternoon to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and this is your outlook for Saturday afternoon. And we have a look at the current radar. This is the interactive radar, and with just some generally light snow that we're having across the area this morning here. Some places are getting it, some are not, and those that are getting a coating to an inch or two, they're reporting, especially as you get across northeastern PA up in this area here. But if I wanted to take a look at this radar here, because we're having a lot of heavy stuff down to our south here, and if you look in between the last couple of frames here, you can see the radar starting to fill in a little bit, and that is because if you look at our current forcing, this is at 700 millibars, so this is up quite a bit in the atmosphere. This is where the snow growth zone would be, so where the snow is made, the ice crystals form. And you look at these circled areas here. See these purple areas here? They're circled. This is where the best frontogenic forcing is taking place. Frontogenesis. This is where the best forcing is taking place, and that means that you should expand in rapid growth in this area, right around the Baltimore-Washington area, and point southwest. So this should start filling in this radar. So when you're looking at this radar and you're actually seeing that respond where the best forcing is, it's starting to fill in here, right by Washington, right where the best forcing is. We're going to go over to the HRRR. This is a high resolution rapid refresh model. This is the future simulated radar for the rest of the day. You see the light stuff here, and then the heavy stuff moves in the middle of the afternoon, and you get some really heavy stuff here at the end here. I want to get slow this down a little bit. See what happens over here on the HRRR? This is a very heavy mesoscale band that's moving over southeastern PA and moving over, initiates actually in south central PA and then moves over southeastern PA and Lehigh Valley area here. These are some very, very heavy snowfall rates, and this is expected to come in somewhere between 8 and 10 p.m. from southwest and northeast. And then as a result of this happening here, we're expecting the totals to go up a little bit across these areas. It's actually taking a lot of this heavy stuff and now back into south central PA. But there's a very fine cutoff here, very tight grading here. This is one thing we're concerned about, that if you get south of this line here, you might not get but maybe a couple inches in the front end here, and then it might go over to some sleet freezing rain. And that would include areas from York and south, Lancaster and south, and areas over towards the Philadelphia metro and south of I-95. So if you're looking at this on a map, you're looking at anywhere as far as you go east of Chambersburg here, you're talking about anywhere south of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, which runs east-west like this. So anywhere south of there is our area that we're concerned about, but we're going to watch this afternoon and see how that develops. Their latest, all of this is not impressed here. There are some other models that are impressed with areas further south and east, and we'll get into that. Here's the RAP, which is another future simulated radar, and you can see the lighter stuff just like the HRRR has, and then you see that big band that moves across here. I'm going to put this, stop this one too, and we're going to go, and you see it starts off in south central PA here, but once you go a little bit further in time, it moves over southeastern PA, and then it redevelops again, and it really blows up. This is one of those mesoscale bands we were talking about that was the wild card, and we actually circled an area right here where this is showing. That we did this yesterday, that we don't have the REP in range yet, so we couldn't look at this, but look what the REP is doing. Very, very heavy snow. This is putting out some 40 plus dBZs, 40 to 50 dBZs, which is very intense snowfall. And if you get under one of these bands and this does in fact develop, you can actually get 2 to 3 inches an hour snowfall rates. So you're wondering why we're going so high and aggressive in these areas here. That's because the short-term models are still indicating that this mesoscale band will show up. This is a convective band, and is putting out some very high totals. And because of that, the REP is putting these totals very high as well. But again, as you get south of York here and south of Lancaster over to Chester County, over to Philadelphia, and into central Jersey and point south, it has it changing over to sleet, freezing rain quicker. So therefore, a lot of this heavy stuff when it moves through might be in the form of sleet. So we are concerned about icing right along that line here. But north of west of there, where the best forcing and that thermal gradient sets up, you can get some serious snowfall rates here. And we'll have to watch and see how that develops this afternoon. Here's the current sounding out of Allentown. This is the upper air pattern and what's going on right now. And there's really, I'm not going to go into too much of explaining this here, but one thing over here we're looking at, as you go up in elevation here, we're looking at temperatures. This is degrees Celsius at elevation here, and you got some very, very cold temperatures here aloft. So the column is very cool, so we're not expecting a change over to snow anytime, or a change over to ice here until very, very late. And it would be after the heaviest precipitation falls. So that's why we're thinking Allentown, points northwest, in and around Allentown. So we're not eliminating anywhere in northern Bucks, northern Montgomery, We think even eastern Lebanon County, northern Lancaster over to Schuylkill, those will all be in that 6 to 10 range that we had on our final call map, but it's going to stay very heavy snow when that band moves through, we think, tonight. Best chance for that to occur is probably going to be after 2, 3 o'clock when this radar starts filling in and we get into the real heavy stuff this afternoon. This is another up air sounding. I just wanted to finish with this here. This is actually for Allentown, PA at 10 p.m. And I know this looks like Greek to you, and I'm not expecting you to understand this, but what we're looking at here as meteorologists is what we're looking at. The CAPE is convective available potential energy, and this area in the growth zone of the snow is showing some very high instability. This is vertical instability, and this indicates to me, by looking at the sounding, that we could have thunder snow. What's thunder snow? That's just simply a thunderstorm that falls in the form of snow, and very heavy snow at that. So when that band is moving through here, as we go back to the RAP, as the band is moving through here with that heavy band here, it's suggesting that we will have some thunder snow. So if you're out this evening between, say, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, in that time frame when this moves through, just don't be surprised if you hear some loud cracks of thunder with very heavy snow falling, if this does, in fact, take shape like the short range models are indicating. We'll have further updates throughout this afternoon on the Facebook page. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and that is your Saturday afternoon update. Have a great one.